guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to some Way of the Hunter. Now, we have a pretty nice 4-star mature Rocky Mountain elk back there. We are in Nez Perce Valley. And I know it's been a while since we've done any content on this game. The fact of the matter is there's not a lot of content out on it. You know, I felt like the game started really strong, and then I don't know, it kind of just fizzled in the development department. Um, the developers, they released the new roadmap, and personally, I don't feel it was that impressive. So, although we are going to have a pretty interesting hunt at the end of the video, right now I just want to talk about some things about the game and stuff like that. So, a lot of the updates that they're doing, it seems like it's going to be kind of improvements to animal models and stuff like that. They're kind of throwing in some surprise things. With the last update, we got updates to the mule deer racks, which I like. I think they did a good job with it. I'm glad they did it. There's more variation. We need that. Um, it's all good stuff. But what I want to talk about today also is that they put out and I want to talk about that quick right here. So I'm only going to go over certain questions in the Q&A. This one here, are there any plans for a dynamic weather or season system introducing features like snowstorms that transform the landscape temporarily? The developers answered, sounds like a massive feature. We totally understand the appeal of dynamic seasons, but doing it well would take a lot of resources that could not be spent enhancing the hunting experience. So that's a hard no. If we go here, will we get a Lodge DLC anytime soon? We're not planning that at the moment, but we have seen your feedback about wanting more space for taxidermies, and we can tell you one thing, the Lodge in the soon upcoming DLC map is going to be our biggest yet. So that's very, very interesting. I'm curious to find out where that map is going to be. They haven't said anything yet. Let's see here. Was this? Let me just go through here and see. Are there plans for adding more diverse animals such as rhinos, cheetahs, elephants, alligators, mountain lions, tigers, leopards, coyotes, panthers, cougars, oxen, and polar bears? And they said, sorry, we really cannot say. However, we are actively working on introducing new animals with the upcoming DLC maps. Obviously, they're going to be working on new animals with new maps. I think this question was kind of asking if they were going to maybe backfill some of the maps. That's kind of what I get, considering we have an African map and the rest of all rhinos and elephants and alligators and stuff like that. Are there plans to introduce more fur types for animals like bears and wolves? We have plans to expand the rare fur options by introducing more albino and melanistic types. Additionally, we're fine-tuning the rareness settings to ensure more balanced and enjoyable gameplay experience. As for details on which animals, we're keeping that under wraps for now. So, melanistic and albino, to me, that's disappointing. I feel like they need more than that. We need piebalds. We need leucistic. We need more than that. Call of the Wild does that so much better. And really, in a hunting game like this, the more variety they have, the better. So it really disappoints me to see that they're not considering bringing that more variety into the game. I mean, we really need it in this game. I see so many people talk about this game and just say that, okay, after they get their 5 stars, what's next? There's nothing. There's just nothing left to really hunt outside of those 5 stars, and it's a shame because it's a hunting game. There should be more, right? There should be more. So let's get moving here. Okay, so how do animals age? How many hours do you really have to play for the animal to get 1 year older or to get older? Animals age 1 year when 3 in-game days pass. We put safeguards in place to prevent players from just sleeping for several days in a row by setting a minimum of time played per in-game day in order for it to count. Though we understand that us skipping this detail may be frustrating to some of you, confirming the exact sorry, that distracted me. Confirming the exact amount of time needed to make a day count would make it quite easy to game the system, which, while ultimately up to the discretion of each player, is not something we wish to encourage. So, they're not going to tell you how many hours you have to play the game for it to count, and I'm completely fine with that. This is a big one. This is something that I've been wanting to see in the game. Is the development team considering the addition of a spotting scope with extended range capabilities for players? And they responded, sorry, this is one of the highly requested items that we had decided not to do. We understand why you want a scope with up to 60x magnification, but the performance considerations for such a scope are extremely severe. Having large maps and long draw distances is one of our favorite aspects of Way of the Hunter, but is simultaneously quite demanding on your hardware. A spotting scope would exacerbate that very significantly if you would look through it at a point that is potentially several kilometers away. You would want to see something far away at a reasonable level of rendering detail, pan around freely, and we would like to give that to you. However, the unfortunate reality is that it would not be possible while using our technology at a satisfying level of detail and with no loading screens without seriously distracting texture pop-in or other concessions. So, well, I'm disappointed that we're not going to have that. I get it. I get it, and I kind of figured that's why we weren't going to see something like that. That is just uh, the game wouldn't look good. It wouldn't look good when you zoom in and stuff like that. Any plans to add more items for the gear slot for the character, and if so, what items are being considered for future editions? Yes, indeed, we're just putting the finishing touches on the elevated stands, which will soon be filling up those gear slots. Will we get variable zoom binoculars added to the game? We've been thinking about it, never say never. So again, you know, I feel that's up there with the spotting scopes. Zooming in is probably going to be an issue where it's going to cut down on the quality of what you see. Uh, we do see that in Call of the Wild. When you zoom in, it does something to the quality. But at the same time, in a game where you can shoot so far away and the render distance is so far away, you're just taking a big chance at firing into a herd and not knowing what you're firing at. You know what I mean? So really, this game, although they give you that long render distance, they're literally saying that they want you to hunt up close because taking those long shots, you have no idea what you're hitting because you can't see. You can't see that far away. Now, I will say that the new scope that we have, let me just pull out a gun here. I think I have it equipped. So this new scope goes up to 21x right there, see? And I mean, that looks good. That's quite a bit of zoom. It looks good. So there has to be some kind of happy medium with the zoom. I mean, that right there, everything still looks good. You're not seeing like a tons of pixelization or anything like that. It still looks clear. So I'm assuming that they could probably zoom in a little farther than this without hampering the quality of the looks of the game. That's just my opinion. Maybe not. Let's see. Is there anything else? Will there be different bullet weights and types introduced in the future updates? In short, yes, we have plans to introduce different ammo types, and while we can't delve into some specifics at the moment, we do intend to incorporate varying weights for the upcoming ammunition alternatives. Now, this is something that they said in the last roadmap. So the fact that we're still waiting on that is a bit of a disappointment. I mean, we still have shotguns that are pretty much unusable, right? I mean, we can use them for the birds, the small game, but I mean, we can't load them up with slugs or anything like that, which is, very disappointing. I feel because the shotguns they're pointless. They're really pointless to have in the game. Doesn't look like there's any animals down here. Let's see here. How many new maps could we expect to see in 2024? We're planning to release 2 new maps in 2024. Let's see here. That's where all the deer were. I'm expecting. Their optimization. I'm just looking through this, guys, because I just wanted to point out the ones. Is it possible to add cross-platform play functionality in the future? Fortunately, the game will not offer cross-platform multiplayer. So, pretty much from what I hear from that from other developers, it seems like that has to be something implemented into the game from launch. If it was implemented in the game, it's something that you'll never see come to the game. Will we get proper HDR or auto HDR support? Right now, it's not something we have on our radar. There are plans to fix multiplayer issues in the game. Yes, we have every intention of making the multiplayer experience as smooth as it can be. We know that it's been a bumpy ride for many players, and we apologize for that. But we have been working on fixes and improvements, and we are very happy to see that things have improved significantly for many of you with the last update. We are also keenly aware of the fact that our console players have been very patient, as some of you have had difficulties getting multiplayer working at all for quite a while now. We're relieved to say that after analyzing save files from those you have graciously sent them to us, we have made good progress. Hope to be able to release a fix soon. Will the lobby size for the Xbox be increased? No plans for that. Unfortunately, lower memory on the Series S does not allow us to increase player count without a significant rework. So it seems like the Series S is possibly holding the Series X back, which is unfortunate. And that's something that, you'd hope that you really wouldn't see. But unfortunately, we are seeing a lot of that with the Series S and the Series X. Do you have any plans to upgrade graphics to a higher version of Unreal Engine, maybe to version 5? No, we do not. Of course, Unreal Engine 5 is exciting new tech, so we have taken a look at it out of sheer curiosity. However, improvements would only be visible if we were to remake or remaster most of the game's assets. And see, this is exactly it right here. Same thing with like Fernbus Simulator, for instance. They're using Unreal Engine 5, but they're not using any of the assets. To fully utilize that, to make it look better, you would have to rebuild the game in Unreal Engine 5 using their assets. It'd be a huge undertaking that these game developers just aren't going to do. Could you provide a detailed time frame for the long-term support of Way of the Hunter, specifying when content creation and support will cease? Now, I'm not going to expect a good answer to this, but let's see what they say. Because at the start, we saw Way of the Hunter as a long-term project under the condition that players show up, buy our game, and support us over time. It brings us a lot of joy that you did turn up and that you do keep supporting us. For 2024, we have more to announce in addition to what you already know about the roadmap, but we will only be able to talk. But we only be able to talk some of these closer to their release due to ongoing talks with potential partners. So for the midterm, you can look forward to a nice mix of free and paid content, including a few surprises. As for the long term, the plans are being outlined, but will always depend on what makes sense at the time. And since details can sometimes change, we'll hold off on the specifics until we are ready. So basically, uh, you know, as long as there's interest in the game, they'll develop the game. Makes total sense to me, and it seems like there is interest in the game, so that's awesome. I'm not going to get into that. I don't want to get into that. Let's see here. What else? Okay, so that's pretty much it, guys. That's all the stuff that I wanted to go over in the Q&A. So again, it looks like they will continue to develop the game. It doesn't look like that they're going to be ending the game anytime really soon. It seems like there's still interest in the game. I'm glad of that. I still think this is, a really good hunting game. I think it could be fantastic. I think it could be better. I have been playing. I have been playing some Hunter Classic, and I will say, still there's things about the Hunter Classic that is better than this game. For one, there's no herds, and there's no herds where it makes sense. It's like you could be hunting and you may run across a single or maybe two mule deer bucks, maybe a single doe. That's it. Now in this game, again, they have the herds because they have the herd management, which I understand. But at the same time, you know, having herds of whitetail and mule deer run around, it's just, it's a little unrealistic. I mean, I know guys that hunt. I never ever hear them guys come back from a hunt saying, "Oh my God, you should have seen the giant herd of whitetail we've seen today." You know what I mean? Where it was just take your pick. It's just not like that with all animals, and it's something that I would really like to see change in these hunting games on console. Because there's just there's no reason for it. I understand that they want to have the gameplay aspect of it, and that's fine. But it's a hunting game. One of these days, I'm hoping we get a hunting game on console that is a little bit more realistic with that, where you just don't see herds of 12, 20 animals at a time. No, we got two four-star matures in that herd. Nice. We're not going to take them. But yeah, the herd thing for me is an issue. The need zones, I still feel the need zones hurt these games more than they help. Like, I kind of understand why they have them, but again, it's just unnecessary in a hunting game. I mean, I don't want to come to the same spot every day at the same time and see the same animals. I want more variation in that. In this game, it does a little better. I mean, it's not as bad as Call of the Wild, but still, I just don't feel these games need the need zones. I really don't think so. The thing I don't like about Classic is just it's just too much. You got to pay for everything, and basically, you're better off paying out of your own pocket. Now, it's not a subscription-based game anymore. It is free to play, but to get any new weapons or anything like that, you're going to either have to grind the hell out of the game, or you're going to have to pay real money to buy in-game assets like guns and things like that. So that's something that I definitely don't like about the game. But the hunting experience, I feel, is just so good. It's probably better than this. If they could upgrade it to look like this, it would be amazing. But hopefully, Way of the Hunter, these devs, they'll get on it, and they'll do more improvements. Like I said, the game really needs more variety in the animals, more fur variations, more antler variations. We need non-typicals. Why is it that we still don't have a game on console that has non-typicals? It's crazy. And I'm not even console, because Call of the Wild on PC doesn't have non-typicals. Way of the Hunter on PC doesn't have non-typicals. These are things that should be in the game already. They shouldn't be dragging their feet on it. They need to figure it out and, get it done. The only other hunting game that I know that's in works is Ultimate Hunting. And honestly, I'm not confident that we'll ever see that game. But you know what? As soon as it does come out, if it comes on early access on PC, I will grab it. I will put it on the channel. I will show you guys that game. And hopefully that game will be amazing. But I'm not going to hold my breath on it. So guys, I think that's where we're going to end this portion of the video. Now I'm going to leave you with a hunt that I did the other day, and literally, I haven't played this game in a while. I just hopped on, and I seen this guy. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit the like button if you did. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And we will see you next time.